spent the last couple of days on a press tour. Ariel Helwani has some level of a deal with Showtime, but MVP, most valuable promotion, specifically Ariel's their guy in some regard. I don't know what that title would be. And Ariel double books. He tells them, yes, I'll be here. He's got something else. He can't be in two places. He calls Chael. You got to help me here. You got to step in. So I fill in for Ariel. Now, those are big shoes, and that's not something that I do, but I have a larger problem, which is Anderson Silva is going to be 50% of this. Now, I have good memories with Anderson. I have things that I don't have the same stresses about that I would have. From a financial standpoint, because of business I did with Anderson, that's true. I don't know that he feels the same way. I don't know because I have not seen Anderson Silva since I got out of the cage with him. Just haven't seen him. The way time goes by. For me, those fights were yesterday. For Anderson, those were probably some fun moments along the way. But see, I didn't have a whole bunch of those like he did. This was my moment. I remember him, and I remember him differently than he might recall. I don't know. Haven't seen him, haven't talked to him. So the way this works, he's in a room, call it like a holding room. Paul's in a holding room. Chael's in a different room. So when we walk out, boom, I'm on stage first. I've now got notes. I got a way that this is going to go. Introduce Anderson Silva, introduce Jake Paul. Boom, I go right down the notes that Showtime hands over. They come walking on the stage. But this now represents the first time I've seen Anderson in any capacity where I do not have one idea in mind, which is to hit him. But I don't know if he feels that same way. And I would never do what we call going into business for yourself, where I'm out there in this trusted capacity, but it's also live and I can go do something that I think sets myself up. I would not do that. That would be unprofessional to the highest of level. And don't forget, I'm representing Ariel. So if I go and I do a double cross, I go in business for myself, it also hurts Ariel. It's one of these things, but these things are going through my mind. So when Anderson walks on stage, I'm of course going to greet him in some fashion. Is he going to greet me back? What is this going to be like? It was great. It was great. You got to shake hands and walk away. It is the paramount piece of our sport. I don't think you need to say nice things about the guy. I don't think you need to bow to a guy. I don't think you don't need to have an energy and emotion when you're face-to-face at a weigh-in. When it comes to its conclusion, I believe within my code, you shake hands and you walk away. That's what I believe. But I didn't know if Anderson did. Okay, great. Turns out he does. Bygones are bygones. He's going to move on. We have a very nice interaction. Now, I do have one piece of closure within my own story of Anderson Silva, and it had to do with his children, and here's why. I invoked Anderson's family at one point. I actually even denied doing this one time. I forgot it happened. We were doing so much media and so much press. At somewhere in there, I say I'm coming to his house, I'm kicking his back door in. I'm going to pat his old lady on the ass and have her make me a steak, medium rare, just the way I like it. Fine. I had a million going in the same day. This one happened. Somebody even asked me about it. It was Dan Lebatard. Hey, you're talking about his wife. Going a little too far. Man, Lebatard, somebody lied to you. I have never talked about an opponent's wife, nor would I. Well, pretty close right there. Had his old lady on the ass and make her make me a steak. But I had forgotten that this had even happened. Well, of all the things that I did and all the agitating I did, that's the one that Anderson remembers. There was more on that statement than I knew. Hold that thought, because when I get done with Anderson, we're completely done. His two sons are right here. We end up in a hallway going to the press conference, but Anderson's already walked in the room. So he partnered with the boys to take his seat on stage. Now I'm there waiting for them to bring me in. So it's me and the boys. I was very inclined to go over, get down on a knee, so we're eye to eye, shake their hands, and say to them, I don't think you're going to understand this right now, but your father and I as opponents also were in business together. I just wanted to make peace. I didn't want them to be scared. And I looked over to them. And they looked at me and they had a look on their face like, whoa, Dad, come back. Come back. The evil monster is right here. So I didn't think it'd be appropriate. I didn't think it would be appropriate to go up to the kids when their dad wasn't there. Introduce no matter what I was going to say. And I didn't do it. But I always wished that I had. Like somewhere within me, of all the things, right? I knew how to defend a triangle, all right? It was all the things that you would think that I will go through my mind in that fight. This moment is one of them. I just never had closure with the family. So I'm in a bathroom in Los Angeles. This young man's in there. He's drying his hands. Got the towel, drying his hands off. We start talking. And very sweet, very charismatic, right? Like his face and eyes lit up. And it finally dawns on me, this is Anderson's son. When I saw him, he was 12, 13 years old. It's been a decade. He's a man now. And this is that same kid. So I asked him that. I said, are you Anderson's boy? And he said, yeah. And I told him a story. I said, I saw you and your brother at the press conference. I wanted to come over and say hello. Well, he remembered it too. He knew exactly the moment I was looking at, when I looked at him, when his dad had just left, when he was there with his brother. He remembered the entire thing. Now, I know that sounds simple. Possibly didn't even wildly entertain you guys. It was for me. This was a for me moment. But I did get to shake his hand. I did get to wish him well. I follow his career. I follow his brother's career. I follow Anderson Silva's son, but I'm reading about it online. I'm doing Google searches. I'm reading. Hard to get those videos, hard to watch those matches live. That will change once they make their way up, but it was just a reality. I got to say hello. We got to bury a hatchet. Is that how they say it? Not a huge fan of that, by the way. I like a little conflict. I like a little back and forth, but not to extend to his son. So I said my piece to him. We were able to walk away. And for the first time in my life, I do feel as though, for that big moment within my life, I do feel as though I have closure.